Well, it happened again. I was practicing at my favorite yoga studio here in Long Beach Yoga, and I was divinely inspired. Had what a lot of people call downloads. I was meditating, moving meditation in the hot yoga practice, and this relates to the core principles of the Noir Academy, where I'm going with my training and teaching and sharing with others. So the core mission principles that are coming to my mind are: number one, the golden rule, be kind. 2, self-care, self-love, self-mastery, and self-discipline. 3, the 4 agreements. And I forgot his full name, but the last name is Ruiz, and he's a Mexican author. And he teaches about Toltec knowledge. 4, you've got to listen to learn and learn to listen. It might be reversed. Learn to listen, listen to learn. But that's from a friend of mine named Jimmy. And he's in his 80s and he's a wise man. He's a deacon, a spiritual man. And I always held on to that one. Number 5, each one teach one. So whatever we're learning, we want to share with others, and we can do so freely. We don't have to pay for the knowledge. We just want to get it out there because it's positive. Number 6, respect your elders. This goes without really saying, but our elders contain valuable information and can save us hours and hours and years of trauma and pain and suffering if we would only open up our ears. So maybe this should be paired up with the learn to listen, listen to learn quote. Number 7, to each his own. So to each his own, that concept is that we're all here to live our lives in this physical body. We all have a soul, and we're all connected. And we're born into this world in order to learn and experience life here before we return to source. At least that's what I'm coming to believe through all this exploration, is that we return to the light, we return to the source. So be the light which you want to see in this world, and respect your elders and respect the wisdom, the ancient wisdom of our ancestors. Number 8 or 9, what am I up to? Where there's a noir, there's a way. That comes from where there's a will, there's a way. You have to think positively. You have to dream up your what you want to do and be, and then let go. You have to let it go and let it happen, which is the Tao talks about flowing downriver or going with the flow or adjusting your sails as life changes. So be water, my friend, is a Bruce Lee quote, and it's pertaining to the Tao. And thinking positively was a big piece of information that he liked to talk about. He said, never talk badly about yourself. Never think negatively about yourself, because your body and your mind remembers it and repeats it. Always talk positively, but be honest, be true. If you're not eating the right foods, don't lie to yourself and say I'm eating the right foods. If you're not getting any exercise at all and your body hurts, don't say I don't need exercise, or I could do without it. You have to be honest. So be water, my friend. Definitely, I would like to end with a couple. I also have one that pertains to some quotes from the U.S. military. So in my life, I used to say I'm an army of one, and all that's from the U.S. Army. And my father served in the U.S. Army in the military. So we are all an army of one. We can get things accomplished. We could do them. Another one is the U.S. Marines. They talk about improvising. You have to always improvise. You can't just go in somewhere and it's not going to be the same. There's going to be different terrain. There's going to be different situations. There's going to be different temperatures. There's going to be different levels of chaos. So you have to learn how to improvise. What else? Remember to remember. Okay, so this is a Buddhist quote. I love it. And it has to do with responsibility. You know, like if you take a commitment, you're responsible to be somewhere, teach someone, pick a child up, show up at a job, whatever it is, you have to be responsible. It could be equipment you're loaning out to someone. That person who takes that equipment should be able to return it in good condition or replace it or pay for it. So yes, leave no noir behind was something I used to always say to my friend Michael Lawson. He and I played in a band together, and we always used to joke around. Everything was noir this and noir that, and it comes from the leave no man behind or woman, right? We don't want to like just like move forward in life and let people suffer and leave them behind. We want to take them with us so that we could all enjoy this journey together and improve each other's lives and improve the world overall. It's a much better world if we're all helping and we're all trying to contribute positively to this planet. And finally, and there's two more. One Love, sung by the great Bob Marley. I feel like that's an important principle and tenet. You know, it was taught and preached by every single spiritual leader throughout the known universe that we're all part of one. We're you know, quantum physics is something we'll be diving into lightly, deeply, and recording your dreams. And with great power comes great responsibility. You know, the martial arts are dangerous, and you could hurt yourself and you could hurt other people. So as we're studying all these things and becoming more powerful ourselves, with great power comes great responsibility. It's up to us to be responsible and care for others as we move forward. I also would like to focus on the cosmos and the stars and the moon and how that affects us as humans. You know, the lunar calendar is one that a lot of religions, ancient religions follow, ancient cultures follow. And the rising of the tides is an important aspect of us, physically, mentally, emotionally. The seasons, the sun, where the planets are. So astrology, planetary alignment, you know, learning about the cosmos. And part of this whole thing that I'm doing with Ninja Noir Academy is exposing people to things they don't know that they might like and enjoy. You're not gonna necessarily like everything or take to everything, but we're gonna learn a little bit about everything. So I like to go on trips to museums. I'd like to go on trips to dojos and learn what's the difference between Taekwondo and Kung Fu, and what's the difference between this yoga practice and that yoga practice. What's Hatha yoga? What is Vinyasa? What is, you know, Kundalini yoga? You know, learning vocabulary. What is an asana? What's pranayama? You know, what religion was associated with the yoga? What cultural aspects and history does it contain, and how can we discuss this? So also, as we're learning all these things, like martial arts schools, they give out belts. And my idea is also to have our students, before they get the next level of accomplishment, they would do some sort of presentation or talk. Like a Dharma talk is, I love that expression, and that's something I'll be utilizing in every gathering, a Dharma talk. And, you know, I want the kids to be able to do a little slideshow presentation or physical presentation of things they've learned and acquired before they move up. So almost like a TED talk, if you guys know what that is. And it would be a noir talk, like a TED talk, and maybe we'd even go out to Montauk and we'd present something there, or take a trip out there and see something special and do something there. And I'd like to also honor the Native Americans who live out east and help them and make that part of the culture. I feel like there's not enough honoring of the native peoples who inhabited this land, and all the native peoples across the world. I think they all deserve a little praise, and we could learn from them and we could help them, because there was so much devastation across the centuries. So those are the main things I was thinking about while I was doing yoga today. And I had a great class, and I'm in a really good place. So mind, body, and soul. And I'm working at Soul, S-O-L. It's a place on Park Avenue. And I'm starting up Ninja Noir Academy at 11:30 a.m. on April 2nd. And I hope to continue every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. into the future. It'll be a 1-hour class. There'll be a small fee or contribution of $20. The first class of the series will be half off. And yeah, you could register for the class. There's a flyer. You'll find that flyer all over my social media, or text message me, DM me, and I'll send it to you personally. I hope to see you there. I'm real excited about this whole Ninja Noir Academy launch. My daughter has been studying some karate and self-defense in Oceanside, so shout out to Sensei Brad. I'd also like to shout out my personal sensei's Jim. He taught me my first karate. Jake over at the Muay Thai studio, Southside Muay Thai, he taught me that martial art, that style of MMA fighting. And I have another guy who trains me in some other areas, including boxing, jiu-jitsu, judo. And I'm really enjoying it. And of course, I don't know what else to say. I'm starting also to do a cold plunge every Monday at 1 p.m. after my hot yoga practice. So these are things that are going to be ongoing. Of course, the water will turn warm at one point, and then the city of Long Beach will be taking their fee to get onto the beach. But I will try to present passes for people, and we can go for a cold water plunge, or maybe we'll change what we do that one day, or we'll do it seasonally, or whatever we're gonna do. So stay tuned for more Ninja Noir Academy. Follow us on Instagram.com/Ninja Noir Academy, spelled exactly like that. And I'll see you guys soon. Namaste, peace and love.